Mello hits the first 48 inside the ring. He goes up top to deliver the nothing but net. But here to stop him is the returning Baron Corbin, who comes out here. He's wearing his, I would say, his like original NXT look with like the t-shirt and the cargo pants, like the lone wolf look.
Yep.
So he drags Mello off the top. This causes a DQ. He starts attacking Trick. Corbin then takes Trick out. He throws him into the corner, delivers the end of days to Mello, then the end of days to Trick as he holds up the furry U.S. championship as this crowd starts chanting, "Holy shit!" So, we had known that I think like Baron Corbin was going to be coming in at some point. I feel like it was maybe rumored or something that he'd be revealed as what, like either Danhausen's guy or like
he might
whatever.
be under the sheet for Danhausen's
I never bought into
experiment.
that. I didn't see that. I'm kind of thankful to see that that's not been confirmed, and instead he's coming back out here as Baron Corbin, seemingly like reprising maybe the best version of Baron Corbin, which is his original version.
But minus the skullet, this is pretty much NXT and early call up Baron Corbin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can't say I'm blown away. I wasn't getting out of my seat and saying "holy shit" at home seeing this, but and he's gone firmly into the US title program, right into the heart of the mid card. I don't know. I'm not convinced what the long term play is for this guy beyond this. This immediate kind of mix up with Trick that it looks like he's going to be in.
Yeah.
But I'm not entirely sold. I never really have been on Baron Corbin, but the crowd reacted pretty big, like you said. So
yeah, like even when like the sort of stories were out there about Baron Corbin coming back, I guess like similar to your names like an Enzo and Cass, also like. Despite, I guess, people, like leaving, we just, talked about Sheamus leaving. They seem to also have some sort of like openness to welcoming people back in. Now, of course, just because it's part of the conversation, it does make me wonder whether he's coming in for the same or less money than he was making prior to his release. Like, is this just another way of a contract restructuring? Like we don't want to keep you for this amount of money, so we're going to like release you, and then you can come back for something else later. I don't know. That's just, but these are questions that I just kind of feel like are in the air, like just based off of like this company's moves so far.
Very relevant question, Wade, considering what we know has been going on of late with the talent and restructuring contracts and people leaving on account of it, like the New Day and Sheamus, or eating it, eating the pay cut, and. It's pure speculation, but all I will say is it wouldn't surprise me in the least that if this guy is earning less than he used to when he was in WWE.
Corbin, to me, isn't exactly the type to like inspire any sort of bidding war. Like, I don't think they're taking him away from AEW, like, and therefore, like, I just wonder what the sort of like what leverage he may have had. Again, we will never really know, but creatively though. I do kind of like him in this mix, and to me, it's because like he certainly looks motivated. He looks in shape. He has a name. He has a finish that the audiences react pretty well to. One of the more protected finishes, actually, in
That's
WWE. True. And I think having him join like this sort of roster of like, still relative newcomers like Mello and Trick and Saints, I think helps add some familiarity to the division and their subsequent wins. Like we kind of see Rusev have that effect on over on Raw. So I certainly think like Corbin is kind of in that role. He's like sort of the Rusev of SmackDown, and I feel he's capable. I'm curious to see what sort of work he produces. Of course, I see him as really just here to like put over your next crop of guys like Trick, but you can always prove yourself to be above that. And I think there's always a chance for somebody to go beyond what I think they're being hired for. So we'll see. Like I'm curious to see what Baron Corbin at this point, 2.0, 5.0 even.
Yeah, we're back to 1.0 really, going by his clothes. But it's Yeah, you make a very good point. I think that, he's an experienced hand. He knows the system. He can work with these newer guys who are on the come up, and yeah, that's a good spot for him to be in. But he's not a big difference maker in the sense that he would be a really hot free agent.
It's July on the Post Wrestling Cafe, and that means our extensive G1 coverage begins starting July 11th. We're going to have reviews of every single G1 card right up to and including the finals in the middle of August. Plus, Rewind Away takes a look at 2 episodes of Heels. We're also going to be going back to 2005 for a review of WrestleMania 21, and it is the start of our double shot episodes covering this season of Dark Side of the Ring. Plus, we are going to dive into the 3rd season of WWE Unreal. All that and so much more can be yours by signing up to the Post Wrestling Cafe. It gets you XL editions of Rewind to Raw, Dynamite, and SmackDown, Collision Course on a weekly basis, MCU later, and so much more.